All right, today is the day, y'all. We finally here today. The WNBA expansion draft for the Golden State Valkyries. We're gonna find out which teams are gonna leave certain players unprotected, and obviously, I'm gonna get my prediction on which players should be protected. I mean, it's just very simple like that. Now, I'm gonna go through all the teams. I'm gonna say Chicago for last because this is an interesting one right here. Um, Now if you've been living on the rock. The Golden State Valkyries have been one of the three expansion teams the WNBA has introduced. Now they're going up next year. Now they just announced something about the Toronto Tempos, whatever that logo is. That don't even look like a. I don't know what that is, man. That look like an off-brand New Balance logo. I don't know what that crap is, but the Toronto team, I mean, they need to do some more work on that logo, man. I ain't even feeling it like that, bro. But you got team out there in Portland. We still don't have a lot of information on it, but we know it's coming in a couple of years. But the Valkyries are here. I even saw Draymond Green was wearing a Golden State Valkyrie jersey at the game the other night. Now let's go. Let's get into the rules and everything, and I'm gonna get my prediction. Now I saw Team USA, and ESPN. A lot of these sports outlets they have their own breakdowns and predictions. Who's going to be protected? Who's going to be selected? Now, this is how it's going to work. The WNBA's, it says right here, the WNBA's 13 franchise, the Golden State Valkyries, will have the opportunity to select one available player from each of the current 12 teams. Each of the existing 12 teams can protect up to six players from their roster list who will not be available for selection. All the other players on the team roster list who are not protected will be made available for selection by Golden State. If a selected player is not signed for the 2025 season, the Golden State will receive whatever rights to such player the existing team would have if the player was not selected in the expansion draft. Golden State will acquire the player's contract if a selected player is signed for the 2025 season. Golden State may only select one player eligible to become an unrestricted free agent after the 2024 season. The player may be selected only if they have not previously played under core player contract for two or more seasons. Golden State may then design that player as its one core player in January. Golden State does not have to use all 12 of their selections. Now, the interesting part is, I'm just not finding out. You, they can actually trade for, players. Now, here's my prediction. I want to give my prediction real quick. And by the way, it's going down tonight, 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Pacific, Eastern Time. Sorry, 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time. If you're Pacific Time out there, California, out there on the West Coast, that's gonna be what 4:30 for y'all. I think 4:30, 3:30. I think it's 3:30. Actually, 3:30 for y'all out there. Like you're 2 hours behind. Um, it's going down. ESPN. We will be covering. I will be in here. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna break it down like we do everything else, right? So I ain't gonna leave y'all waiting too long. Let's get to it. Let me start for Atlanta. It's very simple. Atlanta, they need to they protect they players they need to protect to me out the gate. I would say Ryan Howard, Jordan Canada, Alicia Gray. You got Haley Jones. Now I did see USA Today have her protected. I mean, I'm sorry, unprotected, and they actually predict she's going to get selected. Now I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with There's a couple of players on that team. Let me see. A player like Tina Charles. I mean, of course, I don't know if she's gonna retire. I don't know what's going on because you keep her. Now, somebody has to go. I know. Again, I'm looking at USA Today. Pretty much, I can kind of go from here. They have Nas Hillman, Alicia Gray, Jordan Canada, Ryan Howard, and two 2024 unsigned draft picks protect protected, and they predict Haley Jones is going to be selected. She's a really good. I mean, I think she's a good player, good defender, great length. That'll be interesting how that go. Now I look at Connecticut. You have obviously you got Tasha Harris, Marina Mabry, Alicia Thomas, Dejanai Carrington, Olivia Nelson. Now they do have a couple of ineligible players like Dewana Bonner and Brianna Jones. Most media outlets I've been looking at, they predict Veronica Burton is going to be the player selected. Dallas Wings, they have Josie Sheldon. By the way, they got the number one pick. Likely going to get Paige Becker. So you got Josie Sheldon. I'd actually be surprised Josie Sheldon even protected because they got Paige Becker. So seems like to me they'll let one of these guards go. But you got Teresa McCoy, you got Rika Agawale, of course, Satai Sabli. Those are your obvious protected players, right? And then you got Kalani Brown is the player that's most likely going to be on the outside looking in. She's probably going to be selected by Golden State Valkyries. Now, you got Indiana, obviously, Kevin Clark, Leah Boston, Elisa Smith, Timmy Furbiel, Kelsey Mitchell. I mean, you got Dantis. I thought she played very well. Now, obviously, they can't. There's only so many players they can keep, and they have so many good players on their team. They got some really good players that they play their role. They got a couple defenders out there. One of the players that wasn't getting talked about enough I thought was Dantis. Dantis was a player that could space the floor, hit shots. I thought she played really good, really well. Most website has Dantis. Some website has Dantis as the odd woman out. They think Golden State's going to select her. That's their prediction. I think they just show you how good that team actually is, though. They got some pieces. I don't know what's going on with Lisa Smith. I know Lisa Smith, she's been putting little hints out there that she might want to leave. Not sure. You got a whole nother coach now. You went away from Christy Sides, so I don't know what's going on with that. Now you got Aja Wilson, Kate Martin, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum for the Las Vegas Aces. Honestly, they don't have a lot of players. They don't have a lot of players that are, you know, viable. I'm just being honest, off the bench. They don't have a lot of viable pieces on their bench. Outside of they core, they really top heavy. So when you start going to the bench, outside of Kate Martin, a couple pieces, nah. I mean, I would pass. I wouldn't want that on their team, to be honest. You got Los Angeles Sparks. Now Sparks got Cameron Brink, they got Derek Hamby, Rakia Jackson, they got the number 2 pick, You got I'll let Mike have the number 2 pick, that'll kind of help you make your mind up or help you decide who's going to stay and who's going to go. Now, obviously, I expect them to keep their main pieces like Ray Burrell, Stevenson, you know. Now, according to USA Today, I see they have Um, the big Ural. They actually got Ural as the player selected. If I'm pronouncing her name right, Ural. That's the big Chinese player. Yeah, they got her selected. They got her selected by Golden State. So that's their prediction. My prediction is I can kind of see it going that way because they main players are Derrick and Hamby, Rakia Jackson, Cameron Brink. I mean, Ray Burrell. I wouldn't let her go. So yeah, I mean Stevenson, right? So I mean, I can see them letting her go. I mean, that's very obvious. Then you got Minnesota. Now Minnesota, they obvious six is obvious. Like Alana Smith, Caleb McBride, U-Hauls, Bridget Carlton, Fees Collins, Courtney Williams. Now, you know the name I didn't mention? Elisa Pilley. Now, Elisa Pilley was pretty much chosen over Angel Reese. Now, they made a decision. They feel like, okay, they didn't want to take Angel Reese. She didn't fit the system. They took Pilley. Now, Pilley didn't get a lot of playing time. I would actually like to see Pilley go to Golden State and get just a fresh start, get an opportunity to actually play and develop. Then you got the WNBA champs, New York. They have Sibley, Phoebich, Jaquel Jones, Brenda Nescu, of course, Landon Hamilton, and Brianna Stewart with Kayla Thornton as the woman out, the odd woman out. She's gonna be. They got her protected. They got her unprotected, right? They got her predicted to be selected by Golden State Valkyries. Phoenix, Rebecca Allen, Natasha Cloud, Khalil Copper, Sophie Cunningham, Natasha Mack, down to Tarazi. I don't know what she gonna do. She gonna retire. She gonna play. It's like she on some LeBron James type stuff, man. But it says right here, Brittany Griner is ineligible, and they have Celeste Taylor as the odd woman out. So that's interesting. Seattle is a team now. Seattle, they got a lot of stuff going on with Seattle. Like Joy Lord, she has to be. She demanded a trade, and we talked about that yesterday, right? She demanded a trade. Now, Golden State can trade for players according to the rules. They can trade for players. Is this one of those situations where they try to trade for Joy Lord, or maybe Lord ends up somewhere else? I don't know, but I know she's obviously a future Hall of Famer. You want to get some good back for some good value back. Obviously, she's a protected player, most likely, with Izzy McElroy, Jordan Horston, Skylar Diggins Smith, Gabby Williams, and Nakata Gumake. She's ineligible. So outside of them pieces, I don't believe the other pieces are very attractive, just to be honest. Now you look at Washington. Washington has Ariel Atkins. They have Julie Vanderloo, Shakira Austin, Aaliyah Edwards, Carly Sampson, and they got Englister, Emily Englister, and they have Brittany Skies. Now Brittany Skies, I mean, very underrated player. I mean, she's a really good hooper. I can see her being an odd woman out. I mean, they do have two early draft picks. I can see them drafting a guard. Maybe they go in a different direction. I can see them, protecting those other pieces, and she be the odd woman out. Now to Chicago. Now it's very simple right here for Chicago. Chicago, obvious six. Let's not even play around. Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Kennedy Carter, Michaela Annuel, Elizabeth Williams, and the interesting part is this: ESPN has, I think they have Lindsay Allen as the they predict that she's going to be selected by Golden State Valkyries. And then you got USA Today. They predict Dana Evans is going to be selected. I think, me personally, looking at this list right here, Angel Reese, Rachel Banner, Camila Cardoso, Elizabeth Williams, Kennedy Carter, Michaela. They got the number 3 pick. Now, there are plenty of players out there in this draft. You know, we can they're good pieces, but there's only one, maybe 2 pieces I would say that will fit Chicago the best. Now, the name I didn't mention was Lindsay Allen, right? So USA Today has Rachel Banner. Rachel Banner as the number 6 player that they predict is going to be protected. I would swap Rachel Banner with Lindsay Allen. Thought Lindsay Allen was very productive. Like a lot of people really overlook what Lindsay Allen brought to the basketball court. Dana Evans, Dana Evans, with all the stuff that was being said was going on, I'm obviously you gotta let her go. I feel like you gotta move on for Dana Evans. Let her get a fresh start somewhere else. She been here long enough. Um, she was part of the championship team, but Chicago's going a different direction. The players that, and I spoke about this before, the players that are not down with the new regime, they're building this team around Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso. If you're not down with that, I think you got obviously they got to move on from it. And you players like her, Isabel Harrison, you got to move on from them players. Because I don't know, I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything, right? But I just know it seemed like those two may have played a part in Teresa Witherspoon not being there, because it was said that it was a couple veterans wasn't happy about, you know, what was going on the team and all this other stuff. Man, you gotta get that out of there. You want a fresh start. You want you don't need a whole go through a whole nother year with the same old drama. You feel what I'm saying? So all of those rotten eggs, you gotta throw them out. You feel what I'm saying? Just keep it simple like that. Now, y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. I'm looking forward to the day. We will be live, so make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all hit the like button. It's your boy Showtime, man. I'm out of here.